United Nations and Terrans alike, and welcome back to another Retro PC Let's Play of Mission Critical. Last time we got the main computer back up and running, we repaired the communications array, we fixed engineering from having an absolute meltdown, so now we get to go and do some more stuff. We got to talk to Tran one more time. She says that we have to contact yada yadas, but with the main computer online, that means we should be able to...
Computer?
Yes?
Are you now tied into all the nodes across the ship?
Yes, I have access to all of the ship's systems.
Howdy, howdy. Welcome to the stream.
General inquiry.
Ask away.
Ask away.
I'd like to talk about the battle for Persephone.
Okay.
Was the Dharma completely destroyed?
Yes. The enemy ship was reduced to a cloud of gas and metal fragments. It is likely that one of those microfragments caused the damage in the stateroom on Deck 2.
What happened to the Dharma's drones?
I suspect they were recalled to the Dharma after the Lexington surrender. They were on board the Dharma when Captain Dana detonated the warhead.
Nice.
Why didn't the enemy drones use nuclear anti-ship missiles? They could have taken out the Lexington a hell of a lot faster than they did.
The enemy drones were probably trying to disable the Lexington and Jericho rather than destroy them. I suspect the UN wanted to put the Lexington out of action and then board the Jericho. They were probably very curious about the artifact and the mission.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
I'm done.
Access.
Hold on. Okay, there we go. Turn the music down a little bit. Man, that music's a bit overbearing.
Computer?
Yes?
Give me access to subsystems, please.
What systems?
Weapons, of course.
Weapons.
Please specify weapon subsystem.
CICS.
What would you like to know about the CICS?
System status, please.
The CICS sustained some damage during the attack by the Dharma's drones. Combat effectiveness is at 80%. The system is currently active and standing by.
System status, please.
The CICS...
List CICS system components.
The Lexington's close-in combat system consists of 8 missile launchers, 2 railgun turrets, and several chaff ejectors mounted at various points on the Lexington's outer hull.
How effective is the CICS?
The CICS can effectively protect the Lexington from an attack by up to 2 UN Galley-class battle drones, or any ship under direct human command, from a one-man fighter to a battleship.
That sounded like a very qualified answer to me.
The CICS is not highly effective against drones. The lasers, railguns, and missiles are capable of intercepting and destroying enemy missiles and drones given enough time. Unfortunately, the time required to destroy even one enemy Tavet-class drone usually exceeds the time available during an attack.
The CICS doesn't seem to be very effective.
Every bit helps. In combat, you need every advantage you can get.
Gideon from Legends of Tomorrow.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
Let's go back to
General inquiry.
Ask away.
I'd like to talk...
Okay.
How did the Dharma know where we were going?
The most logical explanation is that there was a UN agent involved in the operation planning phase for this mission. There might also have been an agent on board the Lexington. It is not beyond the realm of possibility that there was an agent at a high level of Allied command, as well as an agent on board the ship.
Did everyone in both crews go over in the shuttles as planned?
Everyone but you.
Were there any casualties during the battle itself?
Only minor injuries.
Why didn't Dana leave more people on the Lexington?
It was a desperate gamble as it was. The Dharma's crew knew the extent of the damage to both Alliance ships. Garrick, the UN commander, was well aware that there hadn't been any breach of the inner hull on the Lexington. There wasn't a good reason for heavy casualties. Also, I'm reasonably certain that Dana was aware of the possibility that one of the Lexington staff officers was a spy. Dano was trying to maximize his chances of success by leaving just you aboard.
Because I'm loyal.
Why me?
He knew you weren't a UN agent. He also believed in your unconventional approach to problem solving. He made a high-level, special request for your assignment to the crew shortly before the Lexington was scheduled to depart. I'm sure there were other reasons that I'm not qualified to speculate about, given my limited capabilities.
Why do you think he suspected a spy?
For the same reasons I do. Look at the facts.
You don't seem very limited to me.
You flatter me.
The odds are very much against me.
You're doing pretty well, Lieutenant.
Aw, thank you.
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
General inquiry.
Ask away.
I'd like to talk.
Okay.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
General inquiry.
Ask away.
Let's talk about the Jericho and the planetary lander.
Okay.
Says this computer.
What is the status of the Jericho?
The Jericho suffered minor damage during the battle. The Lexington was the primary target for the attacking enemy drones.
How can I get the Ariadne over to the Lexington?
Use the TCS in the comm center to establish a link with the Jericho. Enter the code name Jacob's Ladder when the Jericho's system demands authentication. Jacob's Ladder is the automated launch program for the planetary lander. The Jericho's systems will resume the launch preparations that were aborted when the UN drones attacked. The launch protocols can be carried out through remote operation, including the initialization of a computer-based autopilot on the lander that can be used to steer the lander over to the Lexington.
Can I do anything else with the Jericho systems?
What do you have in mind?
Pulling both ships out of immediate danger so we can wait for reinforcements.
You are choosing to abandon the mission?
No.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
Do I have to steer the lander from the Jericho to the Lexington myself?
No. The onboard computer will take care of the piloting. All you need to do is specify a destination and a homing beacon frequency.
A homing beacon frequency? What's that all about?
The lander's autopilot will need either the Lexington's exact position or the frequency of the Lexington's homing beacon. If it knows the homing beacon frequency and the beacon is activated, then the lander can ride the beam from the beacon into the shuttle bay on Deck 6.
Autopilot, got it.
Because giving the lander's computer a continual update of the Lexington's position is not feasible, I suggest you supply the autopilot with the Lexington's homing beacon frequency.
Will I need to pilot the lander to the surface of the planet once I manage to get aboard?
No. There is a descent profile for Persephone already loaded into the autopilot. Simply engage the autopilot once you are on board and select the Persephone Auto Land program. The lander will touch down as near to the artifact as it can.
What about getting back?
The lander has enough fuel to bring you back to the
A lot
Lexington.
of exposition.
Choose Ascent to Orbit from the autopilot program choices, and then ride the beam of the homing beacon back to the Lexington.
How much does that lander carry in the way of supplies?
It was designed for ferrying cargo and personnel to the surface. There is a great deal of payload capacity, but it is currently being used for scientific instrumentation and sensors. The initial descent was to be made by a team of scientists who were planning to stay only a few hours. There are minimal consumable supplies on board the lander.
So I should plan on a limited stay on the surface.
Yes, you may need to ferry back and forth.
How do I refuel the lander?
Fly it back to the Jericho and engage the Jacob's Ladder program. It will fuel and prep the lander and then launch it again.
Oh, wow.
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
General inquiry.
Ask away.
I want to ask a basic question about you.
Ask away.
Are you conscious? Sentient?
Heavens no.
Why not? You certainly seem to have a personality.
My personality was programmed into me by Alliance AI techs and software engineers. My voice and personality are designed for maximum compatibility with a crew of a starship on a long mission. I seem to be a person because my designers wanted you to believe that I was a person. The psychologists and behavior specialists seem to think that it helps to have the ship's computer become essentially one of the crew during missions.
What if you became sentient?
It sounds
Would
like
you be a person?
There is no more chance of me becoming sentient as there is of a toaster becoming self-aware and deciding that it is a cat. It's a ludicrous idea.
Nice.
How can you not be sentient with a response like that?
My software includes language processing and synthesis algorithms that have been evolving for decades.
But you are a very sophisticated and complex computer system. I thought that complex computer systems were prone to emergent behavior.
Sure, some highly complex systems are indeed susceptible to unpredictable behavior. This usually manifests itself as seemingly random malfunctions that degrade or even bring to a halt the normal operation of a system.
It's like the holographic doctor from Voyager.
That's it? It just stops working?
Usually.
If this is true, why was the UN so afraid of the emergence of some computer-based super race?
Because the seeds of that super race can indeed be found in the behavior manifested in complex systems. But this is just a beginning. A truly sentient life form that takes advantage of the propensity towards emergent behavior would have to be carefully engineered or evolved by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. The emergence of sentient computer-based life won't happen by accident.
Aye, aye, Captain.
What is needed?
What is needed is a very specialized infrastructure, one designed to work with the new patterns that can be coaxed into existence. Think of the human brain. Its consciousness is supported by hundreds of specialized structures for recognizing, cataloging, storing, and retrieving patterns that range from images to musical sequences. Each thought is formed out of the action and interaction of dozens of these special structures.
I'm learning more than I
Parallel
thought I
and
would
sequential
in
processing
this.
is happening at the same time as problems are attacked from
Holy
many
crap.
angles. A software-based intelligence needs analogs for many of these special structures, including various network processing functions for making associations, parallel processing for recognizing patterns, a knowledge base, and a set of rules for inductive and deductive reasoning.
I could do this all day.
It also would help to have a set of specialized data stores, each one optimized for a specific function.
You seem almost passionate about the subject.
My designers were passionate about the subject. My data stores are filled with the results of their research, the papers they published, and the logs that they kept.
Let's talk more about this subject.
We've talked enough about this subject. You have more important things to do right now.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
I'd like to ask you a question about the antimatter bomb.
Ask away.
Oh, this bomb.
I've disarmed the bomb by stopping the countdown. I remember something about antimatter being unstable, however, and I'm worried about this thing going off.
If you were going to hang on to the bomb for days or weeks, I would be more concerned. As it is, the bomb should remain stable for at least the next few days.
Should I get rid of it?
You might find a use for it. I would advise you to take the bomb with you to the surface.
Will it go off if I reset the timer and arm it?
Certainly.
Okay.
Computer,
Yes?
give me
What systems?
Okay.
navigation.
What do you wish to know?
System status, please.
The fusion pulse drive engines are operating within acceptable parameters. The FTL and intrasystem navigation subsystems, sensors, and data stores are all nominal. The Talsetto jump drive is operational and standing by, but we are several million kilometers away from the nearest jump point. The OMS suffered minor damage during the battle with the Dharma's drones, but is currently operational.
Where are we?
The Lexington is in a 0.2G powered orbit, 400 kilometers above the planet Persephone, codename Pandora, the sixth planet in the Deneb-Kaitos star system, 68 light-years away from Earth.
Why are we in a powered orbit?
Standard procedure is to maintain a powered orbit so that the fusion engines can be kept ignited and pointed away from the planet's surface. A A powered orbit also provides enough acceleration to keep objects on surfaces and feet on the floor.
Artificial gravity. Got it.
Why didn't Captain Dana take the Lexington out of orbit during the fight?
He did. When the Dharma ordered the Lexington to surrender, the captain put the Lexington back into a powered orbit prior to evacuating the ship.
How do you know? You were disconnected at the time.
I gained access to all log information when you reactivated me.
Ah!
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
Give me
What's...
engineering.
What do you wish to know?
Give me a general status report, please.
Essential ship systems are operating within acceptable parameters. There are multiple Criticality 2 faults throughout the ship, but most of the affected systems either have backups or are non-essential systems.
All right.
How is the power reactor doing?
Core temperature has stabilized within acceptable parameters.
That's a change of time.
The loss of coolant from the RCS qualifies as a Criticality 2 fault, but otherwise the reactor is now operating normally.
Tell me about the radiation leak in the reactor spaces.
The reactor spaces are still contaminated and will remain so until a cleanup crew can board the Lexington and move through all the compartments in the reactor spaces. The elevator shaft has been flushed, and the engineering level is now available from the elevator control panel.
Which we've already been down there.
I'm done. Give me access.
What's it?
Cyber systems.
What do you wish to know?
Give me a status report.
I am operating using my secondary processor cores. The primary processor cores were taken offline by an enemy energy pulse during the battle with the Dharma's drones. The primary cores are badly damaged. The main data stores were unaffected by the energy surge, and thus my function is unimpaired. There is no remaining backup system, however.
Give me a status report. I'm done. Give me access to...
What's it?
Science.
The only science topics available concern Persephone and this region of space.
Tell me about Persephone.
Persephone is the sixth planet in orbit around Beta Ceti, also known as Deneb Kaitos. Persephone's orbit is retrograde and has an orbital period of 3 Earth years. Distance to Beta Ceti is 11 astronomical units. Persephone has a surface gravity equivalent to 2.5 times Earth normal and a diameter of 21,233 kilometers.
Earth's gravity. Ooh. So we go down
The
there.
composition of the planet's core and crust is
heavy.
unknown, but surface material includes rock, water ice, and liquid and frozen methane and other hydrocarbons. Spectral analysis of the atmosphere shows components including methane, nitrogen, hydrogen, ethane, acetylene, ethylene, and hydrogen cyanide.
Oh.
Tell me about the star.
We are currently in the Beta Ceti star system, part of the constellation Cetus or Ceti, meaning whale. Beta Ceti, also known as Deneb Kaitos, is of spectral class K03. It is orange in color, with a surface temperature of approximately 4,800 degrees Kelvin. There is one known jump point in this star system.
Tell me about the other planets in this star system.
The system has 8 planets. They range in size from 5,216 to 76,932 kilometers in diameter. Deneb Kaitos 1 and 2 are essentially small balls of rock at distances of 0.72 and 1.6 astronomical units from the star. Deneb Kaitos 3 is 13,000 kilometers in diameter and lies 2.4 astronomical units away from the star, with a nickel-iron core and an atmosphere consisting primarily of hydrogen sulfide.
It's kind of like Venus.
Deneb Kaitos 4 resembles Mars in size and appearance and lies 5 astronomical units out. Deneb Kaitos 5, 7, and 8 are gas giants that range from 36,000 to 76,932 kilometers in diameter. Deneb Kaitos 8 is 35 astronomical units away from the star.
Wow.
How far away from Earth are we?
We are currently 68 light years away from Earth.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
Give me
What's it?
communications.
What do you wish to know?
Is the TCS repaired?
The TCS is now fully operational.
Well, good. Please link me up with the Alliance base on Erebus.
You will have to use the TCS console in the communications center on Deck 2 in order to make contact with Erebus.
Erebus.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
Give
That's
me
it.
What's it?
Science.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
I think that's it.
I'm
Okay.
done.
So next is communication. That was on Deck 2. Actually, you know what? I might want to go up to the bridge first and see if anything different
Deck
is up
2.
there. I'm trying to remember. I know I've been on the bridge before. It might
Deck
have been in my
1.
last playthrough. My last when I played it as a Let's Try. Okay, so there's not much we can do over here.
Hype Telecon System Initialization Checklist Revision 3.1.
Almost sounds like William Shatner.
This automated checklist has been
Almost.
prepared in order to simplify the activation and use of the experimental TX-15 Teradyne Hype Telepresence Control System components. These include the TX-15 RC09 Client Battle Direction Software for the Basilisk Strike Craft, the TX-15 Block 2 Cyber System software upgrade for the main computer, the Telecom Man-Machine interface, and the Hype Mutagenic Serum. Please stand by while the TX-15 Block 2 software upgrade runs a self-diagnostic to ensure proper operation. Thank you. Hype Telecon Checklist Step 1. Manually reprogram all RC09 battle drones to be used with the Hype Telecon system. Use the arming console in each of the weapons bays to activate drones in storage, program their onboard computers for telecon operation, load them on the launcher, and hand them off to the main computer. The Hype Telecon program is coded as 180 in the Armor Servo Mech data store. Step 1 has not been completed. No drones are available for
Weapons bays.
Okay. Drone not accessible from current bay. Okay. Oh, wait. Delta load. Activate. Okay. Ah, here we go. Let's try 180. Okay, program code entered, okay. Ah, got it. God, I gotta do that for every single one? Program 180. Program. Load? Okay. Program 180. Load. So I gotta do this for all 3 bays. Okay. I know there's supposed to be some kind of space battle, if I remember correctly, from when I played this as a young lad. Okay, is this... Zero program load. Alright, we're gonna just kind of to program 180. Program 180. Program load. Okay. Should be all the drones. Or the in here. One more bay. Select Golf. Program 180. Program load. Ooh. I mean, it is really cool. Like, they do a really good job in this game of, like, you know, I mean, it's not the most exciting game, but at the same time, it's still really cool having to survive and figure stuff out and all that other nonsense, but... okay. Program 180. Program and load. That should be all the ships. Or all the drones, because there's 3 ports, each one has 3, so there's 9. There's 9 drones apiece. Okay. All of the drones have been programmed. Alright, so now back to the communications array. Or communications thing.
Deck 2.
No, Communications is the other way. I think it's this store. Yep. Bring up the TCS control interface and override the distress call by entering Melissa. Password that Tran gave you. You don't have access to the TCS and the interstellar system. You remember that Tran said something about establishing a link with Erebus through the web of TRB beacons stationed at the jump points around the stars. The IAPS will allow you to select and link up with TRB beacons by clicking the icons displayed on the. So I need the TRB. Is that okay? So here, TRB. Okay. Hey, there's a Jericho. TRB. Oh. Oh, they're all TRB. How do I... Like, is it just a guessing game? Oh wait, where's Erebus? Okay. What? That's where we're at, the Neb Kratos. Hey, Bernard Star, that's by the Sol System. Well, that's way out there. I don't see where... Wolf 359! Holy shit. We're gonna get hit by the Borg. Hey, Sol. Can I zoom? Oh, I can zoom. Okay. So far... Alpha Centauri. I don't even see... Denobula? That's from Star Trek Enterprise. That's where Dr. Phlox is from, Denobula. I don't even see... Okay. Crap. Okay, so we've already got a link. The Neb Kratos. Sure. I don't... Oh, God. Hey, Bernard Starr. Well, 359. Let's try that. Nope. Okay. 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 Does that ever stop? Game over. What? What the hell just happened? Alright. Like... Bender Star. Well, that Wolf 359 is where the Borg apparently came after me. That's Soul. Is that where I'm heading? Soul? Ah, there we go. but it's still beeping.